Hey everyone, this is J-Dog, and I'm here with another video. Shout out to Deontay Wilder. I just want to know, Deontay Wilder, if you happen to come across this video, we are still riding with you. We know you will make a comeback, and we know you will be a champion again. You are still a true king. You're still a true champion. You're still a true fighter. And we know that you will bounce back after this. It's disappointing that he lost to Tyson Fury. Very disappointing. But we know Deontay Wilder, he's a good fighter. He just has to make maybe some adjustments on some of his skills and training and heal up, and then he'll be back on his feet. Tyson Fury lost his recent fight. Deontay Wilder lost his recent fight against Tyson Fury and Tyson Fury became the WBC champion. Belt that, the WBC heavyweight champion, a belt that formerly Deontay Wilder used to have. Deontay Wilder, for those you don't know, is a professional boxer. Mostly in the heavyweight division. He was a former Olympian. He won the bronze medal in the 2008 Olympic Games in Beijing, China, which is why he ended up with the nickname the Bronze Bomber. He would later go on to his professional career, where at one time he was undefeated, even winning the WBC World Heavyweight Championship. WBC is one of the 4 sanctioning bodies that has belts. You got the WBC, you have the WBA, WBO, IBF, etc. And tonight, this weekend has not been Deontay Wilder's weekend. But like I said before, we are still riding with Deontay Wilder. And we will keep rooting for him. We will keep supporting Deontay Wilder. We will not give up. We in our community will not give up on Deontay Wilder. However, I noticed that there were a lot of racists. First of all, this is not taken away from Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury was the better man. Tyson Fury, was the better fighter, at least that night. I might have my issues with Tyson Fury, but he won the fight fair and square. I will give Tyson Fury credit. He was the better man. But I noticed that my real issue when it comes to Tyson Fury is the racist fans who hate the Deontay Wilder haters that are rooting for Fury, and the bandwagon Fury fans who only was just supporting Fury was because they hate on not Deontay Wilder. Not because they believe in Tyson Fury. It's because they really were desperate to wanting Deontay Wilder to lose. See, racist boxing fans really hate black fighters, even if black fighters are that good. You got a bunch of these racing boxing fans, the same ones who hated on fighters like Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, Van Holyfield, Foreman, Floyd Mayweather. This is Tim Bradley, Andre Ward, even some of the current ones like Deontay, Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, Clarissa Shields, and etc. Whether I like them or don't like them, the reason why racists hate them is because, of course, the obvious factor, they're black, and Fury is white. And like I said, this is not this is not a jab against Tyson Fury. I do have some issues with Tyson Fury. Maybe sometimes, most of the time outside the ring, maybe even some time inside of it. But I've noticed that a lot of these racists only cheered for Fury because they hate Deontay Wilder. You see, they've been looking for a non-black great hope, especially in the heavyweight division of boxing, and they're hoping that what's going on with Fury and what happened with the Fury Wilder too, because remember, this is actually the second time the two have fought each other. The first time ended in a draw. They're not true boxing fans. Hell, some of them are not even true Fury fans. They're just Deontay Wilder haters, and then of course racist towards black people. Another thing is, you hear this stuff about patriotism in the United States, that we should be patriotism, that how they got on Colin Kaepernick about patriotism, that we should be patriot for this country. But here's the thing. You're going for Fury if you're a white American or a non-black American, but you're not going for Wilder, who is an American fighter, but you talk about patriotism. See, it's only patriotism if the person we have to support is a non-black individual, sports athlete, soldier, etc. If the American happens to be black, these racists will put patriotism aside and just go with race. I've seen a lot of that in this YouTube or other social media world. I mean, I'm like, if you wanted a white fighter to support, because as you know, in boxing, there's not a lot of American white fighters who are champions, with the exception of a fighter that I do like, who is a white American fighter, and that's Caleb Plant. But they don't even cheer. You saw how in social media how they cheered so hard for Fury. I'm like, they are really trying to use Fury to shove down our faces and really try to mock us after what has happened to Deontay Wilder. They're using Deontay Wilder's defeat as a way to mock us, because they were sick and tired of too many black fighters. Black fighters still are taking over the sport of boxing. This is just not our night, our weekend. But they were so desperate for a Fury victory. I mean, because I'm like, and the only reason why they were cheering for Fury is because he is a white fighter. But the thing is, he is from the UK. You don't even cheer this hard for Caleb Plant, who is a white American fighter. Oh, that's right, because Caleb Plant is one of maybe the few white people in America who is not racist towards black people. So, but, yeah, they're not even telling us to support Caleb Plant. I'm talking about the white racist, the non-black racist. All that, like I said before. And you know what? I'm not sure. I don't think Fury's racist either, or at least not that I know of. I mean, Fury, there are some things that Fury do that are questionable, that will make me say Fury should not do this, it should not be like this. Like the whole licking Deontay Wilder's blood thing, yeah. Fury should not have done that. That could be a health concern. But these racists another reason why that these racists hate Deontay Wilder is because Deontay Wilder is for the black community. He's not like Floyd Mayweather, who's all about money and fame and approval and acceptance. Even though the racists hate his guts too. But Deontay Wilder fights on the behalf of his people and is willing to help his people out any way necessary. Floyd, good fighter. Floyd Mayweather is a good fighter, but Floyd Mayweather is a sellout who is not for his people. I even noticed that there were some black boxers like Tyson and, of course, Floyd Mayweather that was actually rooting against Deontay Wilder because they were jealous of him because a couple of them don't even support the black community and they're black. Same with Anthony Joshua, who is a British black fighter. Because Anthony Joshua is a coward who was afraid to fight Deontay Wilder, but now all of a sudden he wants to go after the WBC heavyweight title because he thinks Fury will be easier to beat because Anthony Joshua is afraid of Deontay Wilder. So yeah, you got some black sellouts who was willing to cheer for Deontay Wilder, not because they don't think Deontay Wilder is good, it's because they want approval from non-blacks so badly that they will cheer against their own. Or because they're afraid of people like Deontay Wilder. Which is a shame. But all I have to say is this. Deontay Wilder will bounce back from this once he heals up, once he trains, once he gets back in the ring, when he's healthy enough and strong enough to fight again. Deontay Wilder will bounce back to the occasion. It's just, he's going to have to change maybe his fight skill set a couple of times and see what will work. And not be too predictable when he gets into the ring. And Fury better enjoy his victory because it may be one of his last. Because Fury may not be so lucky next time, especially if he goes against Wilder for a third time. Fury might not be very lucky than this recent time. But like I said, shout out to the Bronze Bomber, Deontay Wilder. We are not giving up on you, so don't give up, Deontay Wilder. Keep on fighting. Keep on being there for your people. We'll be there for you. And just keep on. Keep moving. And keep fighting, Deontay Wilder. And that's all I have to say about this. But keep your head up, Deontay Wilder. There's just one loss. Even Muhammad Ali has lost fights, but then at the end of the day, he was still fighting for his people, and he got back up, and he was able to win fights again and win his title back. So, keep on fighting, Deontay Wilder. But that's all I have to say about this situation. I want to know what y'all think in the comment section. Yeah, I just want to know what y'all think in the comment section and description box. I'll leave down all the links in the description box of all the accounts that I want y'all to follow me on, whether it be on Twitter, Flair TV, YouTube, Black Junction, Black Shit. This is regardless of where you're watching this video. I'll leave the links to my different accounts. Make sure, like I said, once again, talk about in the comment section what you think. Make sure you also like the video. Hitting that like button, especially on YouTube, helps with the notification, helps spread the story around. Also, speaking of spreading the story around, make sure you hit share this video. Also, subscribe and hit that notification bell. Check every once in a while to see if you're subscribed, or whenever I do a new video or post, regardless of where, especially if you're not getting subscriptions. Or especially if you somehow are unsubscribed, you just have to resubscribe or hit that notification. And this is especially if you're not getting notifications. But that's all I have to say for now. This is J-Dog. Thank you for watching, and I hope to catch y'all in another video. Peace, everyone.